Okay, we are recording na. So, ayun, hello na naman and welcome to our formal short review sessions. But then I was surprised kahapon. Marami pong nanood kahit short lang yon, and although may corrections, pakitingin na lang po dun sa comments. Corrections ako dun sa nasabi, pero thank you very much for tuning in. But then, again, I am your lecturer, Ron Adam V. Puntoy, the 2023 LEA Top Notcher, or Licensure Exam for Agriculture Top Notcher, on which, ayun po, magbibigay ako ng short review na naman. So, dating gawi, let's go get on it. Let's get on at it. Ayun nga. So, unang tanong, ito po, the characteristic of monocot plants include the following, except, mostly sa mga tanong po, may mga except. Kaya titingnan nyo po yan, except. We are talking about monocot plants. So, yung monocot plants ba ay may leaf veins? Wala ba siyang cambium? Flower parts are usually in tree, or D, has taproot system. So, ano po ang tamang sagot dyan? Ano po yung hindi characteristic ng monocot plants? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The answer to that is A, dog. Dog. It has taproot system. So, ayun po, wala pong taproot system ang ating mga monocot plants. And mostly po, ang roots po nila is a fibrous root system. And kung natatanong nyo po ano yung monocot plants, well, monocot plants kasi kung titignan natin yung seeds, mostly ito yung nakikita sa seeds. Pinagkaiba ng monocot sa dicot from their prefix mono and di, yung isa po is iisa lang yung cot or cotyledons. Yung di naman, dalawa yung cotyledons sila. A common example of your monocots are yung nakikita nyo ngayon dyan, yung corn, yung buto niya, hindi nyo mahati sa dalawa. Pero kung dicot po ang pinag-uusapan, katulad ng inyong mga mani, pag kumakain po kayo ng inyong mga peanuts, sarap yon. May dalawang hati po yon, and that is the cotyledons. Pero ito namang monocots po, or itong corn ninyo, iisa lang yung cotyledon niya. And maliit. Mostly po the mass of your corn is endosperm po ang tawag doon. Iba po ang endosperm sa monocot or sa cotyledon. Okay. So, we are talking about monocots, sabi niya. And their characteristics is this. Okay, palaki natin ng konti. Yung vascular bundles niya po is scattered or walang pattern. Yung leaf veins niya naman po is parallel or padiretso, katulad ng, or yung leaf veins ng, you can see this in the leaf of your rice plant, padiretso yung veins niya, And then, typically, yung flower parts niya, mostly yung kanyang mga, flowers, yung petals ng kanyang flower is divisible by 3. Ibig sabihin, 3, 6, 9, mga ganun po. And then, yung root system niya naman, well, meron siyang adventitious root systems. Katulad po nung, well, if familiar kayo sa mais, pag nagmamature po yung mais, is ganito, ito yung mais, tapos meron parang node dito, well, wala namang lupa yon, tapos magpo-produce siya ng roots. That is called adventitious root system. And then mostly po ng root system ng inyong monocots nga is fibrous. Yung taproot system, isang stump lang na gano'n, parang carrots lang naman. Okay. And ano pa ba? Ayun, ang dicot naman, pag sinabi mong dicots, kung makikita nyo dito sa dito po sa ating slide is parang may hating dalawa. Parang yan po yung cotyledons na tinatawag, And the characteristic of the dicots include, ito po, yung mga yon, palakihin natin ng konti. Meron tayong vascular bundles. Yung vascular bundles niya is, or ibig sabihin yung vascular bundles po, or yung xylem and phloem. Yes, xylem and phloem yan is arranged in a ring within the stem. Makikita po natin yun mamaya. Yung leaf veins niya naman po is netted or reticulate. Kung makakakuha kayo ng dahon ng mangga, yes, dahon ng mangga, kumuha kayo tapos itatapat nyo dun sa light, makikita nyo yung veins niya, no? Parang may net-net na gano'n. Pa-net-net na gano'n. Ayan lang naman. And then, yung flower parts niya, sabi rin dito, yung flower parts niya is in the multiples of 5 or 4. Ibig sabihin, divisible by 4 or 5. 4, 8, 12 siguro, or 5, 10, 15, mga ganon. And that's that. Then, yung root system niya naman po, mostly ang ating mga dicots is taproot system. Ibig sabihin, may malaking stump siya dyan, tapos may mga konting roots lang na ganon. Pag fibrous naman, parang marami siyang basta fibrous and walang malaking main root na ganon. Ayan lang naman. Makikita naman natin yan mamaya. But then, we are talking about this na rin, sabi natin kanina, let's talk about vascular bundles. And that is mostly representation of vascular bundles, that is your xylem and phloem. On which, ito po, ang tinitingnan nyo ngayon is yung vascular bundles ng ating monocots. At kung mapapansin natin, yung vascular bundles niya, yung mga tuldok-tuldok is scattered. Walang pattern. Ayun lang naman. Wala bang pattern? Yes. May nakikita ba kayong pattern dyan? Siyempre, wala. Or siguro, parang may pattern, sir, pero makikita niyo mamaya yung dicot. But then, sigurado sa dicot naman tayo. Well, mostly, ito naman may pattern. Well, I'm just adding this. The review session should not be serious naman. No? Hindi dapat seryoso lahat. But then, ayun. Iwan na natin si Manong. Ito naman yung vascular system ng inyong dicots, on which makikita nyo ngayon, may pattern po. Paring shape siya. Yun. That is actually the cross-section of the representation of the cross-section of the stem, on which sinati nila yung stem, tapos gano'n nila. And then, moving on, meron rin tayong leaf anatomy. On which makikita natin sa monocots, example of this is rice, kung makikita nyo, yung vein pattern niya is padiretso lang na paganon. And you can see it mostly on grasses. Mostly. And halos lahat po, or if I'm confirmed correctly, halos lahat po ng ating mga grasses, I am talking about grasses, is monocots. Yes. And sa grasses po natin, meron tayong iba't ibang, or more specifically weeds, should be familiar with this na rin. Meron tayong iba't ibang klase ng weeds, which is your grasses ngayon kanina. Meron rin tayong sedges, and meron tayong broadleaves. Sir, anong pinagkaiba ng dalawang yon or ng tatlong yon? Pag sinabi mo kasing grasses, yung culm niya or yung stem niya, pinaka-stem niya is pabilog. Pag sinabi mo naman ng sedges, ang pinaka-stem niya po is triangular. But then, sir, naman yung broadleaves? Ito naman yung mga weeds ninyo, na meron pong netted pattern. Ang netted pattern yung kanilang mga leaves. Yung veins nila is netted yung pattern niya. Ayun lang naman. Then, moving on, meron rin tayong sa dicots. Ito yung sinasabi kong venation naman, Pag sinabi mong dicots, yon netted siya. Yung parang nagsasalubong-salubong, tapos may mga ganun. And then, meron rin tayong root system. Pag-usapan rin natin tong root system, on which, pag sinabi mong monocots, ito yung root system na yun. Ito yung fibrous root system. Yan. Pag pinag-iba mo naman, or as compared to dicots, ito po ang kanilang root system. Meron siyang taproot. Meron parang main root doon na talagang papalalim. Ayun lang naman yun. Pero ang malaking tanong dyan, ano ang main organ sa roots na humihigop ng tubig? Sabi nila taproots, sabi nila fibrous root system. But then, sa roots, when we are talking about roots, ang organ po or ang part ng roots na sumisipsip talaga ng mostly of the water that is needed by the plant is ang inyong mga root hairs. Ito po yung mga maliliit na hairs doon sa inyong mga roots, and that was what we call root hairs. Sila po yung responsible sa pagsipsip ng karamihan ng tubig na ginagamit ng ating mga halaman. Ilang naman yon. And then meron rin tayong, sige, second question, a complex permanent tissue which conducts water and dissolved nutrients, amino acids, proteins, from roots to aerial portions of the plants is called a phloem ba siya? Boy, conductive tissues. C, parenchyma or D, xylem. The answer to that is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer yan po is xylem. And ano naman yung trabaho? Well, xylem po kasi is responsible for, ayun nga, for the conduction of water within the plant. Ano na yung trabaho ng phloem, sir? Siya po yung nagdi-distribute ng mga photosynthates or yung mga products of photosynthesis sa inyong mga fruits or sa mga organs, iba't ibang organs ng halaman. From the leaves to iba't ibang organs. Siya nagdi-distribute nun. Siguro yung mga nagawang foods sa photosynthesis. Phloem po naman yan. And then nakikita nyo rin dyan merong parenchyma. Pag-usapan lang natin to saglit. Well, parenchyma kasi is a type of ground tissue, kung tatawagin. Parenchyma is a type of ground tissue which is, ito siya, thin-walled cells, mostly thin-walled cells that are involved in photosynthesis, storage, and wound healing. Mostly ito yung mga cells doon sa plant nyo na soft, parenchyma ang tawag doon. Yung parenchyma nyo is alive, alive. Pag pinagsama mo naman or yung parenchyma, kapag nag-mature or kapag tumigas pero alive pa rin siya, ang tawag naman natin doon is collenchyma. Thick-walled cells that provide structure support to young plant organs. So, collenchyma po yon as compared to parenchyma. Mas thick yung wall niya or cell wall niya. And then, meron rin tayong pangatlo, tinatawag nating sclerenchyma naman. And itong sclerenchyma naman, as compared to our parenchyma and collenchyma, mas matibay po ito. On which, ito kasi is lignified ang cell walls niya. Lignified, mas pinatibay. May lignin. Yun. And then, ito lang po ang nag-iisa sa ating ground tissues, napatay. Yung dalawa, yung parenchyma and collenchyma, buhay po yun. But then, yung sclerenchyma, patay siya. And sir, ano naman yung ground tissues? Pag tinanong po ano ang tissue na pinaka-abundant sa inyong halaman, ang sagot po doon is yung ground tissues. Yes. They are the most abundant type of tissues in the plant. Ground tissues po yun. We are talking about tissue, tissue. And then, ito naman. Okay. Next question. Any material that is added either natural or manufactured to the soil to supply one or more essential plant nutrients, which is called, tinatawag na, A, fertilizer ba siya? B, manure. C, urea. Pag-usapan natin kahapon yan. And ammonium sulfate. Ano kaya? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alam nyo naman na siguro to. Fertilizers po ang tamang sagot dito. And ano yung sagot kagabi, sir, sa question, ang sagot po doon, yung pinakamataas or fertilizer na may pinakamataas na nitrogen content is your, ano kaya? Anhydrous ammonia po. Hindi po siya urea, anhydrous ammonia ang tamang sagot doon. Search nyo na lang. Hindi ko na-include dito sa PowerPoint, pero anhydrous ammonia po ang sagot doon. And I think ang rate niya is 8300 as compared to urea na may 4600 lang. And mostly ito po is in liquid form, ang inyong anhydrous ammonia. Yun lang naman. And then pag-usapan rin natin to, pangatlong tanong or pang-apat na tanong, short plants require a dark period exceeding some critical length to flower and cannot flower under continual illumination. The example of a short day plant is corn ba, tobacco ba, patatas ba, or tomato ba? Ano kaya? The answer to that is tobacco. And mostly pag sinabi mo kasing short day plants, I think informed na kayo dito, meron tayong tinatawag na long day plants, short day plants, day neutral plants. Pero po, ano ba? We mostly believe nang tinitignan po ng mga halaman natin is yung day length or yung haba ng araw. Pero mali po yon. Ang tinitingnan po talaga ng halaman natin for their photoperiodism is yung haba po ng gabi. Yes, haba ng gabi. Take note of that. Hindi po yung haba ng araw, pero yung haba or ikli ng gabi ang tinitingnan natin mga halaman. And that is scientifically proven. Yun lang naman. And siguro we are talking about light and darkness, no? Mostly kasi let's talk about potato. So, sabi nila kung green ang potato, wag mo nang bilhin. Toxic raw 'yon. Yes, it is toxic because kung green po ang potato natin, meron na pong solanine 'yon. Solanine content which is toxic to humans. Pero sir, bakit nagkakaganon? Yung mga patatas nyo kasi or potato tubers na merong solanine content, mostly on as they, bakit nangyayaring kulay green sila? As they mature kasi, as they mature, habang lumalaki po sila is nasinagan sila ng araw. Ibig sabihin nun, kaya meron silang kulay green na kwan. And they produce, I think, hindi chlorophyll ang pinoproduce nila but some other kind of pigment which is kulay green rin. Which siguro sabi ng potato tubers, ay, parang may ilaw What if mag-produce ako ng kulay green pigment para mag-photosynthesizer ako siguro ganon. But I don't know. No? But then siguro ganon, nagkulay green siya. But then, on the process, nagkulay green po siya, nagpo-produce po siya ng solanine. Kaya, tama po yun na pag may kulay green na patatas, ayun lang naman, huwag niyong kainin. Huwag kayong maniwala doon sa mga sinasabi doon sa Facebook na ibabad mo sa suka, mga ganon, no. Don't take the risk. But then, that's that for our short review session. And paalala lang po, ayun, the slots are still available. Sa Sunday na po ito, 1 to 4 p.m. for 50 pesos only. On which it is a weekend review sessions. 1 to 4 po siya, which I would share my knowledge on crop science and other areas sa inyo. Through Google Meet po siya, and also available pa rin po ang aking flashcards kung sino man yung gustong bumili. Ayun lang naman ulit. Tapos na ulit tayo. Episode 5 ata to. Episode 5. So that's that. Please follow kung nasa Facebook kayo or subscribe kung nasa YouTube kayo. Ayun lang naman. Bye-bye.